Hello, my name is JalBagel, and this is Monster Hunter Rise Magnamalo percent. So this is a any percent category that goes to the first credits of the game, which is a part of the village section, low rank. It's very, very fast. There's only a couple of hunts, and this can be done in about an hour. Estimate for marathon safety is an hour and 2 minutes right now, but I'm really confident in sub-hour. Even though my PB is a 59.57, the sum of best is a 48, so we'll see how that goes. But this is Monster Hunter Rise. This is the most recent installment to the Monster Hunter franchise. This is kind of like 5th gen, like Gen 5.5. I don't know, it's weird to say. But this game's really cool. It's a really interesting take on the Monster Hunter genre, and it introduces a lot of like really cool mechanics and tech from the other games, and we're going to go through a lot of them. Before we get going, we have to set up our character, and we're just going to do that here really quick. Really cool thing about this game is that you can set custom presets for your characters, so if you've never done that before, there you go. When it comes to Palico and Palamute setups, the only one that really matters is the Palico, and only for the first couple of hunts. So for our Palamute, we're just going to go in here, and we're going to take 5, because I like that color. His name is Dorg. And for the cat, we're going to go in here, and I want 12, because pink is a cool color, and we're going to change our support type to Gathering. So this will just make our Palico occasionally grab more resources than normal. We're going to go ahead and name this one Camped. So we've got our dog and cat, Dorg and Camped. Time starts here in a second. Let me get my foot pedal ready, because we do not have an auto splitter for this one, unfortunately. Okay, something's not right here. Oh, I didn't connect it. Hold, please. There we go. Just forgot to connect this really quick. Control reset and control start. All right. Good old 2 PC setups coming in clutch there. All right. So time starts when we hit yes right here. Let's begin in 3, 2, 1, go. So right off the bat, something that we're going to be talking about is how every cutscene in this game is skippable. You have to hold the start button, and a little wheel fills up, like a little progression wheel. We can actually control the speed of that in the settings of the game. Arthrenix, thank you so much for those 13 frickin' months. And we're off. So something to note too is that we are playing this currently in English. I've been derusting, and this is just the easiest language to learn. The nice thing though is that the new routes do mean that we can still get sub-hour on English. Japanese is the fastest language for a lot of reasons, mainly being just how the game accepts inputs in Japanese and how much faster the text clears. But this is Komura. We're going to be coming back here a bunch, pretty much after every single quest, to kind of progress our story. And we've got a host of very cool NPCs that are going to be helping us out throughout that entire time. And we're just going to go around and talk to them a bunch. And so a lot of the strategies that I implement are a lot like safer and less difficult, but you can like move around and do menuing at the same time. We have to take a picture of Izuchi here because he is a very pretty boy. And really quick, we're just going to change some settings in our... We're just going to change some settings. Predominantly, we're changing a setting that has to do with how long we have to hold the start button to skip things. So we change that to short. And then also how Wyvern riding works. So Wyvern riding is a unique mechanic where you ride the monster and get to manipulate them. You can go and fight other monsters with them, crash them into other monsters, other obstacles. It's a really neat thing. It's also really slow for us, and so we don't want to do it. So we've more or less just turned that feature off. Very first quest here is the Back to Basics, but before we go and do that, we're going to come and talk to Senri the Mailman. This category does allow a set of gear called Addons, and we're just going to accept all the add-on content right there, done. What that allows us to do is we get a bunch of starting items, right? And also really good starting equipment. It is its own category, so if you ever want to do a run without that stuff, you just can never go and talk to Senri. This is our first mission. This is Back to Basics. This is our first kind of tutorial to the game, where Izuchi here is going to teach us how to use the wire bug, and that's that little like blue line that we throw out. Here you get to see it again right here. Wire bug introduces a bunch of really cool tech, and we get to do a lot of really cool movement stuff with it, and it makes it a lot of fun, honestly. Next movement option here is the dog, also known as the Palamute. We get to ride him. He's just like a little mount. He's a little horse. We're just going to ride him around here. But this quest kind of teaches us the ins and outs of our wire bug movement and just like being a hunter. We're going to come into here really quick and set up some auto crafting settings. You can do that. Like I said, a lot of the menuing can be done while you're doing other things in this game, but it's very difficult to do. I'm still derusting, so we're just going to do it the easy way. Because one of my favorite things about this game is how accessible it is, and this really shows that off. So next is a little strategy with a bomb here. Got them all. I love that. So before we go and talk to Izuchi, we need some materials here. Predominantly this perish room. We'll talk a little bit more about why we need that here in a second. First, I'm going to have to concentrate on this menuing, because at the very end of every quest, we're going to have some time to go back to the camp to reorganize our item management, and that's what this is going to kind of look like. And we're just going to wait in here. So there is a thing in this game at the very end of every quest that's called fanfare. It's a little moment that you get to like pet your dog and your cat, and it's an animation. It takes a little while to do, and we don't want to ever see that. So we can actually skip fanfare in a couple of different ways, and I'll talk about them like as we go on through. But the easiest way to do it is just to stay in the tent at the very end. Next up is a gathering quest that is called Roly-Poly Lanterns. So during this quest, we're going to have to gather some lantern berries. I don't know, they're called fire lanterns. But it's just a type of berry. And the Guild Cross equipment that we equipped in the tent there, it has a bunch of gathering skills on it. So it's actually going to make this go by a lot quicker and a lot faster. Normally when we pick that up, we'll only get like 1 or 2. In this case, we're getting 3. Oh, we completely missed there. Big unfortunate. It means we're probably going to have to go for the extra pickup location. We can usually do this in 3. Unfortunately, Roly-Poly Lanterns is a huge part of RNG, but it can usually be done in 3 about like 80% of the time, I'd say. Unfortunately, it looks like we're going to have to go for 4, and I'm going to have to really do my best to remember where that is. Call the dog again. Yeah, so we're literally short 1. So we're going to come this way. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I'm pretty sure the closest one was over here. Oh yeah, I went a little far to the right. And so the other thing too is that we want to be riding the dog when we pick things up. Oh my gosh, how? We don't need to be riding the dog here. I just remembered. Marathon luck. So one of the other ways to skip fanfare is to return to camp right as the timer is ending. You can see how much time that actually loses too. A ton of it. That is a-okay. Good old marathon luck. After every quest, we can also just fast travel right to Hinoa. Very cool movement that we get to do. And we're just going to come in here and do some very quick item management. We just bought some stuff from the shop there. We're going to come over here and talk to Hananega and get some great spirit bugs. A lot of things happen really, really fast in this game, so I'm going to do my best to keep up with it. We got an unskippable cutscene here, so I can talk a little bit more. This is the Buddy Plaza, and we're about to go and talk to Iori. We're going to unlock a DLC dog. These are just like DLC rewards that we could redeem at any time. This one is called MHC Palamute, Monster Hunter Community Palamute. It's a pink dog, and it's got some good skills, but the nice thing about it is that it's a consistent dog that we can get that has good DPS bonuses to it. And the dogs in this game put out a bunch of damage. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Because right now we have to focus on gathering mushrooms. Mushrooms! Shout out to the hobbits. So the first thing that we're going to do here is, well, we're going to traverse the world. A big thing about this game is knowing how to route, especially when we start getting to monster fights, which the majority of this like not 90% of the quests are monster fights, and every single quest the monster can spawn in one of 3 locations. So knowing how to get to that monster as fast as possible is actually really important. So right up here, we grabbed an extra wire bug too. Oh my gosh, please accept my input to put down this jewel beetle. We grabbed an extra wire bug just to help with movement. This is a great wire bug. These are kind of like little fast travel points. Yo, Hops, appreciate that lurk. And we're looking for good. Wait, 1 is not good. It's okay. The backup here, luckily, is very close. 4. So yeah, we're gonna be 1 short here again. It looks like. But this is pretty close. We should be fine. Yeah, 7. And we just want to be on the back of the dog, too, when we go to pick this up. It's faster to fast travel off of the dog than it is standing from picking up an item. So really important here, we do have to equip our DPS armor set and our dog. So I'm going to be quiet for this. I've already messed up. The nice thing is that we can do this back in the town, and I've only did about half of what I needed to do there because I misinputted instantaneously. But that's a-okay. We are taking all the rewards at the end of every screen because they can provide very beneficial stuff, very helpful things to us, mostly for our trap materials, which we are about to do on this very first quest here. This is Great Izuchi. It's the first monster we get to capture. I do want to come in here really quick and manage Palamute gear and take those off. So the Palamute has 2 special weapons that it gets to use, and we want to make sure that it only has 1 of those, the dual chain blade. Towards the end of Sunbreak, which is the master rank portion of this game, they sent out an update that rebalanced how Palamutes deal damage with elemental weapons, and it was astronomical how much damage they dealt. So much so that we deal probably only about 50% of the monster's health, and the dog does the rest. So we did get a bad spawn here. The nice thing is that we can check what spawn we got just by targeting the monster on our map, and it's always the first one, which is really, really nice. So even if you have like a couple of different monsters on your map, you will always be able to tell which one you're going after. Unfortunately, this one's very far away. There are much closer spawns for it, and this one was not close at all. Unfortunately, just the nature of the game. Hopefully we get better luck later. I have had every single spawn be a far spawn. It is not fun. We're just going to get those items right there, and we're going to attack our Great Izuchi. So I'm using a weapon called Switch Axe. You can use any weapon when you do this. So really it comes down to either preference or speed. How that missed, I have no idea. There we go. Mainly why I use Switch Axe is because of this attack right here, Zero Sum Discharge. Just because you can attach onto the monster, deal a ton of damage, and this also deals KO damage. We're now going to go for our trap. I have done 1 ZSD. Please don't attack again. Okay. I'm now just waiting for him to get into this trap, and I'm hoping that he can do it soon, instead of attacking the Boldrome that's over there and the dogs that should not be attacking it. The Bullfango. We're just going to stand here for a bit. Alright, not too bad. We're going to lose a bunch of time here. Oh my gosh, dude. The RNG is already getting at me. And then we just need to re-equip our gathering armor. The RNG in this run is getting worse and worse, yes. Yes, it very much is. But that's a-okay. So up next are Oysters. This is another gathering quest called Plump and Juicy. The nice thing is that we don't have a bunch to do at the end of these quests. We have some time between the next 2 quests to kind of manage our inventory. But we are now in a new locale, as you may see, and every locale is kind of built differently. But they all pretty much have the same resources. It's just knowing how to get to them. And you'll see me go out of my way occasionally to get those resources, especially for things like trank bombs, thunderbugs, all sorts of things. This route is a little slow, but we get an extra thunderbug here, and I'm considering taking it out because I feel like I don't need it. But I still have to figure that one out. Right now, the route that we use is kind of just an all-around good generic route for a melee weapon, which is really, really nice. We're at 3 raft shells. We're at 5 raft shells. Unfortunately, we need to be at 7 here to finish this in one go. There's like a 1% chance we get this. Yeah, no, I didn't think so. And then the next one is always very stingy, but we'll see if we get it. We'll do that. Then we're going to use this to drop down. This game is so stingy. Alright, so we have a little bit of time here. I'm just going to manage my inventory, and we do need to re-equip our damage equipment, so we're just going to do that really quick. I have to change some things there, still. Yo, Sin. Yo, Dio. The menuing in this game is different from Monster Hunter World 2, which, if you know anything about me, is my primary speed game, so I usually fight muscle memory a bunch during this. Let's see if this quest is any good. Usually this one goes fine. Small monsters are a little weird in this game, because when you attack one, the other ones show up too. They should be able to get that one, and then... Good. But all we have to do is slay 10 Baggi here. So there's a pretty consistent route. The monsters always spawn in the same areas, just not always kind of like in the same ways. And so we are going to do our best to kind of adjust to that. So I got this one right in front of me. I'm just keeping an eye on it because I want to make sure that I can hit it, because then the other ones will run over to me. And, you know, if we get lucky, they don't do annoying stuff like that, where they fly far away from me and just don't want to get hit. So far, not the best RNG, but, you know, it's serviceable. Alright, not bad. Excellently opened the map there. It's one of the options on the radio menu. Alright, so that's that. So we have 60 seconds here at the end of this timer, this end quest timer, to do some gathering. We want to get as many sleep herbs here as possible, so there's a little route for it. Which, if you ever want to like have fun with wire bug movement, this is the way to do it. I think this is a ton of fun to do. And it really shows off like all the different like wire bug movement and how your wire bugs go on different cooldowns depending on which. Oh, I went the wrong way. Which, you know, wire bug movement you use. They have different cooldowns. It's really, really neat. It's a lot of fun. I recommend learning it if you like doing wire bug stuff. That. I don't need that flash bug. What I do need is that. I can't believe we're already 2.5 minutes down. Let's go. Alright, so great Baggi. This is a pretty easy fight, just like the Great Izuchi, but this time we're going to do 3 ZSDs instead of only 2. ZSD is that kind of big attack where we latch onto the monster with our switch axe. So if you hear me say ZSD, that's what it is. It stands for Zero Sum Discharge. We get to also grab a couple of extra sleep herbs there, which is very, very nice. And use our power items as we approach. The add-ons category gives us these power items, so we want to make sure that we are using them because they are very, very strong to use. And then also hitting this bug right here, it's called a Butterflame. It gives just a static raw buff to us. Just makes us deal more damage. Just need a flinch right here. Good flinch. And ZSC onto the head. Perfect. Ideally here, I get a trip or a KO. Neither. That's okay. Second ZSD. We're looking for a KO now. Somehow it wasn't. If we get hit here, that's fine. Excuse me. Simple as that. I do need to check my inventory here, though. I think I'm missing perish rooms because I can't craft anything. And I should have some extras. No perish rooms. Okay. That's fine. Nothing else that we have to do after this, because our next fight is Aknosome. I'm ready to go see Eordi again. Yeah, super cool this game to give me that RNG. So every now and then we'll get a key quest where we have to go and talk to a specific NPC to unlock it. So this is another one of those moments. All we have to do is just come to talk to Eordi here really quick, and then we can leave. It's a little intrusive, and you might be thinking, like, well, why don't we just wait to get the dog until now? It's because the dog's that good. Like, the dog is just too good. The dog is too good to wait till now. Alright, Aknosome. This fight can be a little difficult sometimes. You just have to really pay attention to the bird. I am going to go out of my way and grab... Do I need it? 6... No, I don't. We're going to hold off on that then. Oh, we did get this spawn, though. Oh, we're going to be, like, right next to it. Nah, I don't need it. Yeah, the biggest thing to do every single time that you start is to check your spawn location, right? And then you know which one of 3 paths you're going to use. Luckily for us, this isn't the worst spawn. I personally think it's the best one. I like it. And Aknosome's a pretty good fight. The funny thing about it, though, is that it has like 4 times the health as the last monster that we fought. So it is just like a suddenly like really weird, you know, like difficulty spike. That's the word I'm looking for. Really good flinch. Flinches are great for us because they give us openings to do our ZSD here and latch on. Especially when, you know, the monsters move around as much as they do. Nice. 3 directly onto the head. We should get a KO here. That's perfect. So we're just going to re-up this. And then we're looking for the trap soon. Just going to go for it now. That's okay. This is why we have Thunderbugs for our shock traps. I'm very surprised that that wasn't ready. Yeah, we were really close. Oh, why'd you move so far? The nice thing is, though, is that we do have a bunch of extra equipment to, like, take care of that, though. Thunderbug. And then I don't think we need anything else right now. I think we're good. After Aknosome, we need to craft new weapons for the dogs. Aknosome weapons for the dogs are really good, and so we're going to make them some. And then after that is the Royal Ludroth. I also need to get my switch skill here. Don't forget that. I keep forgetting that in runs, so we don't want to forget that. We're going to go ahead and talk to Hinoa. And we're going to do Spongy Oasis. And then right over here, this is the Buddy Smith. We're going to use them to craft some weapons for our dogs. And then we're going to come and see Utsushi again. And so switch skills are just like new options for the weapons. So right now I'm not using the second switch skill that Switch Axe starts with, but now we'll be using it. It's called Soaring Wyvern Blade. Good spawn here would be really, really nice. I would appreciate that. Hey, we got it. Nice. All right, so we're going to go out of our way a little bit to get a Parashroom. We need that to get up here. I did not need to call the dog there, but that's okay. Yeah, messed me up a little bit. That's okay. So flashing Ludroth here is a little helpful. It just kind of stops him from running around a bunch. And then this is Soaring Wyvern Blade. So now when we finish a ZSD, we get to just dive directly back onto the monster. That's unfortunate. All right, this is good. So that's our second ZSD. We should be cap ready now. You can see just how much of a pummeling that the dogs are doing to this poor creature. Don't hit me. Now roll. Perfect. Good fight. Only time, it's going to look like we're losing time there. We're going to make it up on Tetranadon. The only reason we lost time there is because I got my switch skill at the right time now. So you can see how quickly we can inventory and restock ourselves in the tent, and then we can just come right out and do a fast travel again, and that's our fast version of a fanfare skip. Very nice, very fast. Feels really good every time you do it. A little bit of a far spawn for Tetranadon, but that's a-okay. So like I said, each time we're just trying to make sure that we're using the right equipment and the right materials. You need to use that afterwards, and you get used to doing that. And so Tetranadon is one that we're going to capture with a shock trap. I like to start this fight out with a pitfall. And so we just walk up to him, and it's really nice because it stops him from really moving or interacting if we just rub our body up against him. Let the head come back down, and perfect. Not giving me the best AI right now, but Switch actually doesn't care about AI. Other than like a couple of attacks that these guys can do. We just want to make sure that we're also hitting Soaring Wyvern Blades on the head so we can get the most damage. And just like that, we are already cap ready. And a 1 and a 2. Let's recraft our shock, and we are good. Very good. It looks like we're going to break even there. And so now we're going to make new weapons for the dogs again. They're going to get Tetranadon weapons, which are their really good water weapons, and they're going to use those for a little bit. Kulu-Ya-Ku, we're going to turn around and craft their water weapons now. All right, so we actually want this spawn. Hey, this isn't the fastest spawn, but it's the one that I want because it brings us right by a 2 parashrooms. And parashrooms are kind of the limiting factor to this route, because if you don't get lucky and get a bunch of extra parashrooms, you have to go out of your way to gather them. But the really nice thing is that some of these spawn locations, they're just like right in the way, and it's very, very nice. So we're going to grab this. We're going to use the demon powder here. That was really awkward. And we're going to grab that. And so Kulu-Ya-Ku is also a very fast fight. Oop, I got the dog bounce there. Whoops. So we're just going to grab this and go and say hi to Kulu. Unfortunately, that Arachnoid started the fight a little bit early, but Kulu will always... Oh, okay, he's going to prove me wrong instantly. He usually tries to go and pick up a rock, which he did do just later. And we didn't get in a good position to break that rock, but that's okay, because he still dropped it, and we missed. I'm just going to blame Arachnoids for right now. Pick up a pot. Oh my gosh. Please pick up a pot. Good dunk. So 2 CSDs is usually enough. I'm gonna go ahead and try to get him now. Yep, there we go. Alright, losing a little time here, but that's A-okay. It's mostly from spawn location, because my PB got a really good spawn on this one. Alright, good. On to the next one. Great Wroggi. So Great Wroggi can have a really good spawn too, and I'm hoping we get it. It's also right next to a Parashroom, and really, if we can make it this far with enough Parashrooms, we're usually pretty good. And he did spawn in that spot, which is nice. This is the fastest location too, so, you know, we kind of want him there. What's also, excuse me, really nice is the fact that there is a sleep herb right here, so if you're ever short on sleep herbs, which is highly unlikely with this route, you can always grab one. So we're going to punch that, walk up to him. So Wroggi's unfortunately a very obnoxious fight. He can move around a bunch. He doesn't have a lot of variance in his attacks, but I really could use as a KO. Oh my gosh. You see he's kind of pushed us out of the way. Just gotta finish this. How did that miss? There's our KO. Alright, I'm gonna go for the Pitfall now. And so I just kind of know how much damage I need to deal to these guys. Yeah, just like that. Between like how many ZSDs I do, because those are pretty much static damage, and then a couple of extra hits, right? I can usually gauge pretty well what my damage is looking like. Very nice. Getting all these fanfare skips, which feels good. All right, so up next is kind of a slog in this game, right? This is the downfall of this game, unfortunately. This is called the Rampage, and it's tower defense meets Monster Hunter. In theory, is really cool, and then when you actually do it a bunch of times, because the game kind of makes you, it does really just become the same thing over and over again. What's really nice about this one, though, is that it's static. This is actually a really good hunt to have, a good kind of hunt to have, because it we're always going to get the same thing every single time here, which is really nice, which means we can script it. It makes it predictable. It makes it doable, you know? And so all we have to do is just make sure that we're meeting Izuchi at these points to kind of, you know, go through the tutorial. He's teaching us how to do this. And there's really like no like tech here. We're gonna be managing our installations here a little weirdly, right? We're gonna be switching them around as we do fights because certain equipment is better and then other equipment becomes better later. So we're just gonna be kind of cruising through this. So it's a great time for donations and stuff like that, because I know I've been talking nonstop for the past 34 minutes. So this is a great time for donations and stuff, because we really aren't doing much other than holding right trigger right now. Yeah, rampages aren't great, but they also aren't Zora. At least we have to like do something here. Yeah, I mean, like, the biggest reasons why people didn't like Rampage is because it wasn't variable, right? Like, it didn't change enough to be like unique and interesting, in my opinion. And so like it just got boring very, very quick. Because like every quest is forced on you, you know? And so like if we're just complaining about things being forced on us, like literally everything in the game is being forced on you. Really my biggest gripe of them was just how monotonous they were. Wanted a mod just remove Zora? I mean, you can randomize it to a different quest and then turn the randomizer off. But Zora's not that bad. Zora's just like, you just don't do anything for a couple of minutes. Alright, we're pretty much done with our tutorial. We're just going to set up a couple more installations here. And so there's some installations that are manned by NPCs and then others that we have to man. And so the one that we were just on is one that we have to, you know, use. But these ones are auto installations, and we're going to be setting them up just for a little bit of extra damage. They actually do make a difference. They cut out like 4 or 5 shots when we do this normally. So it's nice to have them because it does make it a little bit quicker. But Rampages, I mean, it looks exactly like what's about to happen. Monsters approach from this side, and then they move through the tower defense area, and you just have to manage your resources to take them down. And so our ballista here is a couple different shots: the normal ballista shot, the crag shot, and then the retreat shot. The nicest tool here is the crag shot because it can KO, just like that. And so the game's going to show us 3 different types of enemies. Ones that are stalkers, they just go and fight. Ones that are flyers, which, hey, they fly. And then ones that are barrier breakers, which, hey, they break barriers. Music in here, banger. Like, biggest redeeming quality of this is just how good the music is. Absolute banger of a soundtrack. And it's really funny, the music gets louder the closer a monster gets. Alright, we're good there. So that's our kind of tutorial, and so now it's going to put us into the real deal. So you can see how we're like kind of shuffling between these things, between the resources. The ballistas are really good for flyers. The cannons are really good early for stalkers and barrier breakers because they come over the barrier and we can shoot over it. And so now we're gonna get an apex. They're gonna come over the barrier trying to just mess up our stuff, and we're not gonna let them do that.
Yes.
Nice. Oh, dang. Yeah, okay, so the prompt is there, but you can't really do it fast enough. I've been trying to figure out how to dismantle that installation before now. That's phase 1, so next is phase 2. This is our last phase. Izuchi's going to be teaching us a couple more things about the furnace here and the Dragonators, and also about special installations that replace the bomb. Yes, there's only one run in Magnamalo %. There are 2 in Arzuros and 3 in Narwa. And then the Apex Arzuros one is very obnoxious, in my opinion. It takes forever to do. But the Ibushi one is a lot of fun. All right, so this is Fugan. There's a little bit of RNG associated with Fugan. We want Fugan to knock out all of the bears when they come in, because he can do that, and it's the fastest, and if he doesn't, then we lose a bunch of time, and it's really sad. But we're going to be setting up some new equipment that we got, the Wyvern Fire Artillery, and these things are really cool. They just shoot Wyvern Fire, and it's great. And it's really neat because we get to aim where we want them, and so we just put it right where the monsters will be spawning. Then the other thing that we're going to be doing is changing the NPCs from ballista to cannons. And we don't need our cannon anymore. We can just make that an NPC. Ooh, oh no, we're good. It looks like all 3 of them spawned together. Okay, good. If they didn't, we'd be up here to try to repel that last one as fast as possible. And I'm still going to stand here because Fugan messed this up last time. Perfect. We do need to be down here, though, because we need to put a bomb back. And we're going to grab that while we're at it. Nice, a water bomb. All right, and then just more of the same. Now we have bears instead of great Izuchis. And our ballista shoots 2 shots instead of 1. So we're leaving that Arzuros there. He's in this forced wyvern riding animation. It's to teach you about wyvern riding in rampages. We just don't want it. Very good. Alright, I didn't get to put that down, so I'm just going to hold off on it. Alright, perfect. Yeah, this should be good. There we go. Oh, I forgot to use my demon powder there. That's why that took a little bit, a couple extra hits. Yeah, the demon powder makes a huge difference there. But that's good. We're done with the rampage. Now all we have to do is we have 60 seconds here to do a really big inventory management. Oh, that was weird. Oh, here we go. I needed to do that. And then the nice thing is that we have a ton of time here, so I really don't have to go super fast. And just need to pay attention to what I need to do, change behavior for the dogs, and manage their equipment. They need those again. Ooh, I might have messed up here. No fanfare. All right, we're good. All right, so now we get to use a new mechanic called Ramp Up. It's a weapon augmenting system that you get access to from Rampage tickets, and we just got a bunch. We're going to use it just to get a small attack bonus, and then we're going to go fight Bishaten. There we go. A little bit of a rough menu there, but that's okay. All right, Bishaten is a monster that can either go really, really well or really, really poorly. Already, we got a really good spawn, and so I like to see that. I do like this spawn. The Area 6 spawn is faster, but I like this one more because there are 2 walls that he can jump up on. And as long as you attack him while he's on the walls, he falls down, and it's a really long knockdown animation. So this side is definitely easier to do, even though it takes a little bit longer to get to. In Area 6, he does have one of those walls, but whether or not he's next to it is RNG. So he's a little bit too far away now. He might still be able to do wall shenanigans. Let's hope so. He usually does it immediately. Nope, he didn't do it. Oh, this is actually a good attack. This is a huge opening for us. The poison kind of poison fruit attack. Yeah, he's in the middle of this arena right now, so all we have to do is just kind of like get him to not the middle of the arena. And he'll jump up on one of these walls. We got a cool trip there because he was on his tail and we hit the tail. And so now we're just going to go for a KO. To get in. This is fine. Nice snipe in the head. Wow, still no KO, huh? We just need to stay away from that. Oh, I did it way too late. It's okay, though. He is trap ready, and we're getting the perfect attack for a trap. Bishaten's just one of those fights that can either go really, really well, really, really poorly. You just got to take your time with it, pace it right, and especially with switch axe, hope you get lucky. Especially if you're ZSDing and he like stands up, you just know you're gonna trip him. A little weird that I didn't get the what's it called there? The KO. But we might get fanfare here. Nope, we didn't. Yeah, a little weird that we didn't get the KO there, because I usually get it after 2 ZSDs, but we just didn't get it. So we don't have to worry about strength materials anymore, because Kagido just has them, so we can just buy tranks now. We just bought the rest that we need. And then now, after Bishaten, we can upgrade our weapon. It's a really awkward menu, but we got there. We did it. Alright, so Somnacanth is also another one that can like be really weird. A lot of these monsters that are difficult they just move around a bunch. And so to kind of fix that, I start with a pitfall. Actually, it's gonna go right down here. But the Pitfall Trap is nice for starting fights because the monsters generally, like, just, you know, stand still when you start. Unfortunately, I got bad luck here where the monster aggroed onto those Remobra. Just need her to step inside of it. And she's not doing that. Instead, she's going to do literally everything else. So that's super cool. Just a great little time loss here. So Somnacanth is really weird with Switch Axe because sometimes her body can go underground, and if that happens, then it forces us off. And so if I'm not fast enough, I will just miss the opportunity to use Soaring Wyvern Blade. This is going to be a flash. As long as I just hit something there. All right, and we are going to be close to cap here. Yep, there it is. All right, so we did get a Wyvern Ride here, unfortunately. I knew I shouldn't have done that Soaring Wyvern Blade, but we can just hit her a couple of times and she'll fall out of this instead of having to take the Wyvern Ride. All right, I do need a Thunderbug for... Uh-oh, I need another Thunderbug. Where can I find one? Because I have used all of the Thunderbugs in the route. Yeah, I'm missing a Shock Trap. That might not be good. Okay. I mean, that'll be fine. If anything, we just can't do fast Volvidon. After Barioth, I need to switch the weapons. Just gotta remind myself to do that. There's a lot that happens in these hunts, so, like, me reiterating the route to myself is very important. Oh, actually, this is a Thunderbug over here, and we got this spawn. All right, yeah, we have fixed. There we go. The only thing is that I'm going to be skipping this Butterflame, so we're going to be doing a little less damage. So I really need to wait for the icon here. It's probably a better one that I could have grabbed here, though. All right, good. So Barioth is an interesting fight. He has topple mechanics linked to his arms and his head. So we want to make sure that we grab onto the arms and legs with our ZSD. Because we're just going to kind of just get these guaranteed little trips. And so the next one's going to be onto his head. Looks like we're going to miss it here. That's okay, though. Getting the hand again is fine because we can get that trip a second time. Oh my gosh, this is really good. Wyvern Ride there is perfectly fine. We're gonna get hit by that. That's A-okay. And we are cap ready. So we're just gonna stand on top of this. A little bit of RNG associated with that, but A-okay. And we have our Shock Trap for Volvidon, so we are good. Everything is A-okay now. That was a very good fight. I forgot to change the weapon again. I keep forgetting to stay in there and change the weapon. But the nice thing is that we can do it before Rathian, before we go on the quest. So that's fine. There is just a lot to always do. But we're just going to run over here really quick. And do that. It doesn't take too much time to do it outside of the tent, but obviously if we're going to be waiting anyways, we might as well do it in the tent. Good spawn on that Rathian. That's really nice. She can spawn on the other side of the world, so her spawning right there feels good. She can spawn closer, but this one is perfectly fine because it's all the things that we want to be grabbing are right on the way to her. Let's hope we get a good one, too. She's another monster that can just be, like, really obnoxious, that can just end up targeting other things. So we're just going to hope for a nice, good, clean fight. We see, like, a good trip right here. Actually, this is fine. The nice thing that you may have noticed about Switch Axe is that during zero-sum discharge, we do have, like, hyper armor. And so we can use that to our advantage. I just unfortunately missed that. Very unfortunate because I just take that tail directly to the face. This is fine. Just gonna draw attack, turn around, and ZSD. And we miss the head somehow. That's okay. Uh-oh, I need to move. She's also almost killed me. This little iframes on that wire bug attack. She should be almost dead, but the dogs aren't doing the thing where they're supposed to follow me and use attacks. They are standing at range and using attack, which is just wasting time. KO. But this is wasted a ton of time. That should be cap ready, yep. Unfortunately, we're losing time on this one, but that is A-okay. Yeah, really bad that we got, like, literally the worst RNG at the beginning of this run and it put us a minute and a half down. Because if it wasn't for that, this would be a decent run. All right, Tobi. Perfect marathon submission, though? I'm overestimate. I said a minute 2. Estimate cannot be a minute 2 if I'm at a minute 2. Not a great location. I don't like this spawn because it just takes a while to get to. And the area that you fight in just doesn't feel good. But, you know, you take what you can get, right? Really just, like, once you get past a certain point, the game just does become a boss rush, which is why I think this is a great entry-level Monster Hunter speedrun, in my opinion. Because once you get past, like, having to do things fast, it's pretty straightforward. Good, that bug got close enough to me that it charged up my Switch Axe. Switch Axe is cheating, by the way. Alright, last ZSD, it's cap ready after this. That's actually perfect time for that. It ended too soon. Just gonna wait for him to jump back over here. And throw the next one. Nice. Yeah, a minute 2, a minute 3, whatever it might be. This is actually a great marathon submission. Next! Give that hydrate. Tasty boba milk tea. All right, we're 2 monsters away from the end. Next is Volvidon. And this fight can be very, very difficult. I wanted to make sure that I had a shock for this, because before Magnamalo, we can grab... Actually, hold on. I can grab a flash. Can I grab a shock? Where is there a Thunderbug? Oh, okay, yeah. I can grab... I know where the Thunderbug is. We're good. You're A-okay. Yeah, because I want to use a Pitfall for this, because if we let this monster move, it just takes forever. And flashing it, unfortunately, doesn't work like flashing other monsters. It likes to move around when flashed, and we just don't want to do that. So we are going to make sure that we Pitfall it at the very beginning here. I don't like this spawn location. Actually, I don't like any of its spawn locations. But it actually gave me a good spot here, because it's right next to this Butterflame. And so we don't want to row up against it yet. We just want to touch it right there. And then he'll fall right in. No. And this is why we don't like this monster. All right, we got it. So it should be cap ready after this. Yep, there it is. And the dog's got the trip. Nice. And a 1 and a 2. Not the fastest, but also not the worst. Yes, I'll have to grab the Thunderbug, the backup Thunderbug on Magnamalo, so we're going to lose a little time to that. It's mostly because we had to be a little greedy with Thunderbugs earlier, but it's still fine. All right, last hunt. Once this monster is captured, that's the end of the run. Literally holding the start button. Yep, and we had Tetranadon. We did not throw. And hey, we got the spawn that makes this grab worth it. We're going to go right past that Thunderbug, which is perfect. Yeah, this is a backup flash. This is what I was thinking of, but that's a flash bug, not a Thunderbug. We're going to have to go all the way around here, almost up to Camp 7. But that'll be okay. There we go. It made our shock trap. We're just going to drop down right here. So a little bit of a time loss, but we're going to want to be able to double trap here, because it just makes it that much easier. Oh gosh, I thought that Bullfango was going to hit me. Oh no, that trip was so bad. All right. Waiting for my wire bug to come back. Yeah, he flinched out of the control that I was going to use to get him. Nice little iframe right there. Unfortunately, this fight's not going so great. But he is cap ready. That's all that matters. And a 1 and a 2. Time. All right, only 30 seconds slow with the worst RNG actually makes me feel really good. But we'll say a 103 and we'll get a sub hour and we'll be really, really happy. But that's Magnamalo percent. So it seems like a really, really short category, but it is because it's to the first set of credits. So it made a really cool, really fast kind of category. I really enjoyed this category. It's a fun one to like pick up and put down every couple of months. And it honestly only took me about like 3 days to get back to this level of gameplay, which feels really good, right? And it looks like it's really fast and it's really, really hard, but it's really accessible in my opinion. Very, very fun game. So this has been Monster Hunter Rise, Magnamalo percent with add-ons, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope to see this at any marathon, specifically Game Over Cancer, because that's where we're doing this. But I might use this for other videos, who knows, or other submissions, who knows. But thank you guys so very much. Shout out to the Monster Hunter community and my community for keeping me company while doing this and dealing with me for talking straight for an hour and 2 minutes. Yeah, the marathon submission, we're gonna do an hour and 3 minutes just to account for really bad RNG. I still think with an hour and 3, that would account for like literally everything possible going wrong. Hour 3. But we're gonna aim for a sub hour. Especially if it gets accepted, we're gonna learn this in Japanese. And that's gonna save a bunch of time too, and just menuing. All right, cool. Well, thank you very much. I hope to see you guys at Game Over Cancer. And until then, see ya.